Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am back with another impromptu video. I'm just letting you guys know these are videos that I do not, make any like plans on, okay, this is the topic I want to talk about. I just do these videos as free flowing. Enough free free flowing. And I just go with whatever I'm being guided to talk about. Alrighty, so for some reason I'm guided to talk about is when do you know when it is to walk away from a relationship that is toxic and it doesn't serve you for your highest good. Now, I personally went through a lot of those type of relationships, and I know I have talked about a lot of these things in my past, that I always waited till the last moment when things really hit the fan, when things become so toxic, in my life. And I honestly, I'm the type of person that I'm a big knucklehead. I don't like giving up because, I always have that side of me that I'm always was the overgiver in the relationships. And a lot of times I would just felt like I had to be the one to fix things, or I had to be the one to help people. And these, what I'm talking about, it doesn't always have to be romantic. This could go in general regarding to, it could be from romantic, also as well as friendship, even in work environments. It all coincides pretty much the same thing. And I was always the one that I never wanted to leave any type of relationship in a bad note. But yet when things got really bad and really toxic, sometimes I was forced to leave those situations in ways that I was never comfortable in. Because if anybody who really knows me in my personal life, they know I hate drama. I'm the type of person that loves to live a quiet life. I don't like confrontation of any type. If I need to get into a confrontation just to protect myself, then I would. Because it doesn't mean that I'm a big pushover. Big pushover. But most of my time in my own personal life, I am very much a very laid back person who, goes with the flow. And I have mentioned, in previous videos, I'm a big goofball. I love to always laugh. I always like to be chatty. I like to, bring a little smile in someone's day. Because, in this life is too short. You can't just live with a chip on your shoulder and be miserable from the day you wake up to the day you go to sleep. Because then that basically brings in negativity in your life, in your surroundings. And you will never get past those negativities of life because of the type of person, the type of energy you're drawing yourself into. So I personally, it takes a lot of work to get past the negativities of life because, hey, I live in New York City. Every time I turn around, somebody got some drama going on, some issues that they can't deal with. Could be addictions, it could be, mental disorders, it could be It could be, the way things are happening in general in their lives. So me, I tend to do is like, yeah, I'll hear those stories outside my apartment. But best be sure, I've learned over the years to leave that negativity outside my home. And it takes a lot of work because it's not easy. Because I don't like dragging whatever happens in outside in the world to bring it back home and then carry that negativity in my own family. I don't do that these days. I just like, you know what? I hear about it. I'm like, okay, cool. All right. Bye. But I leave it as that. I don't dwell in it. I don't, before I used to like obsess over these negativities because of the fact that my own insecurities and then afraid of what's going to happen to me next. So ever since this whole pandemic can't really speak today. Ever since all this pandemic started, I've learned to cut out things that don't serve me because number one, I suffer chronic illness. So I've noticed that I can't dwell in those type of situations anymore. It affects me very bad in my body. And now I do is like, I'm like, oh, people that I can't relate with or people that are in a different way of mind and thinking, I don't shun them to the point of like, I don't want to deal with you. But I'm just like, I'm not entertaining it. I need to focus on taking care of myself. And it's okay. And it's okay to think about, your own health and well-being of yourself. Because at the end of the day, I got my family to take care of. And I have to be in my top self to say, hey, it's time to take care of me first. I will listen, if people call me with, their own cares and concerns, doesn't mean I'm going to shut them out. And I'm like, I don't want to be bothered with this shit. Don't call me, don't talk to me. I'm not about that. Because people who know me and people that I dealt with, and believe me, I talk to every type of person in different walks of life. I've dealt with people who been in the incarcerated systems that, had a very rough life. And I sat with people and chat with them and inspire them to continue moving forward. Because just because you lived a very difficult life doesn't mean, oh, can treat you like a human being. No, you're a human being. Just because you made bad choices in your life doesn't mean that there's no chance for you to resurrect and make those changes within yourself to do better. To do better in better choices. But I won't do is, take those energies of people's cares and carry it too deep in my heart because I'm an empath. I feel everybody's energies. I could tell when someone doesn't come from good intentions, and I will feel it right off the bat. Or I could feel when someone has severe issues and they need some sort of help. And unfortunately now, with my life, my psychic abilities have been kicking in a little stronger each day when it comes to certain people. So I'm the type of person that like I said, I'm a knucklehead. I like to help people when I feel that they need the help. But when I know that I can't help that person and they don't want my help, and they just pretty much close the door in my face. And it doesn't mean the physical door, just meaning the energetic door. When people refuse to change or listen, because a lot of times people don't want to listen what's coming from another person's good intentions, then I know this is the time to walk away. I've dealt with people, unfortunately, like I said, in my years of different types of relationships, that when it got toxic, it had to get to physical altercations or screaming matches. That was the times that I literally got me out of my character and say, you know what, I gotta walk away from this. This time around, I've dealt with situations within most recent, maybe the last 2 years, that I try to overextend myself in trying to help with people who I see situations, and people don't have to tell me what's going on, but I feel their energies. Images go through my brain, and I'm like, oh, here we go. It's happening. And I tend to do is extend an olive branch to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I'm sending you positive vibes. I'm like the cheerleader in your background and saying, I'm your biggest fan. You could do this. You could keep pushing forward. And a lot of times that I've gotten was the ghosting, the ignoring, and a lot of times I felt very I'm trying to find the correct word, disrespected. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened just once. It had happened multiple times. And again, the knucklehead in me was always trying to get past those moments of saying, you know what, it's because this person is going through, I try to give people a benefit of doubt. This person's going through a moment in their life that is difficult and don't understand where I'm coming from. I'm trying to give a person a benefit of doubt, saying, hey, maybe they think I'm trying to use them, or maybe, they don't understand where I'm coming from. And it got to the point that I was just like, you know what? Need to let it go. That's because I'm not getting to a point in my life that I'm not doing any more altercations with people or shouting matches or anything crazy, because I'm not about that life anymore. I'm not about, pushing my limits with people and seeing what happens next. I don't like drama. I do not like drama of any type. So when I know when those moments of, okay, it's time to let go, I let go. And when you feel that point that you are being disrespected in different ways, no matter how many times that you want to help that person or fix that situation, if that person is never changing or listening or taking your advice and only want to use you, because believe me, I dealt with people who want to use you too. I've dealt with people that try to use me. And when that happens, that's when you need to let go. Because a lot of times people out there, we live in a really fucked up world. That what you don't deal with people who are very genuine these days. They just see you as your last dollar you earn. If you have money in the bank and you are carrying yourself in such a way that they know you come from money, then they don't care about who you are as a person. They only want is what's behind your bank. What are you carrying in that bank account? Me personally, I don't care who has money, because believe me, I dealt with people with money of all types, and people that know me, that knows who I am as a person, that I dealt with people with, from celebrities to average, people that well-to-do. And not once, and I'm in a situation right now that I don't have money flowing into my bank account, but not once I turn around and said to that person, so hey, how you doing? What are you about? And try to use them for their money. Because believe me, I got faith in God. And I don't need that type of karma coming back to me and bite me in the butt because I'm using that person for their money. So all I can say is that when you feel you are being used for money, for your energy, for your kindness, for just being a good person and not being shown the proper respect, and not even the kindness, the genuine kindness towards you. If you feel that someone is not treating you the way that you wish to be treated, that's when you need to let go. That's your sign to let go. Close that door before it gets worse. Because the drama and the disrespect, it's not worth it. Because your own mental sanity is more important. And if you have children or families that depend on you, focus on your kids and leave all the other garbage out the door. The garbage that it could be, and I'm telling you this, it could be from families. That families don't, because a lot of times we have those toxic family members that don't, are not good for you. That don't want to see good in you. Or friends who are toxic, who just doesn't give a crap about you and just sees every dollar that you got in your pocket. Or could be the work environment. If you have co-workers or even your boss that don't give a crap about who the hell you are and only wants to see is the worst in you and try to push your buttons, that's when you know you need to walk away. When you're not feeling good each day for one reason or another, don't wait till I can't talk. Don't wait till things escalate, till things get so out of control to say, okay, I give up. Don't wait. Because again, at the end of the day, you're the only one that have to worry about is yourself. Sure, you might not have the money for, for for the food on your table. Make the necessary changes. Plan ahead of time and say, you know what? If you don't want to work in that job, start planning on something else to do. Or if you are in a relationship that is very toxic, could be girlfriend, wife, husband, and that relationship gets to the point that you just can't do it anymore, it's time to walk away. Because believe me, staying in a relationship just for the kids, that's not a solution. Because all you're creating is a lot of mess for that child. To think that that child is watching you guys have that tit for tat relationship, and that child thinking that's normal, because you're not doing justice for that child. And I don't care what anybody says, and I know that for sure, for a fact, because I grew up in that type of mess. So if you want children to have a good future, a good life, and your relationship really sucks to the point that you can't stand your partner, then it's time to close that door. Doesn't mean to close the door on the child, because you always will be in that child's life. But to close that door with that partner and say, you know what? I had enough of this crap. There's, like I said, those are choices that you have to make along the way. Even with those toxic friends that always talks crap about you and don't like to see the good in you and bully you and peer pressure and all this nonsense. That's why in my life, my circle of friends are very tiny. I like to keep my circle tight, because that nonsense, I'm not playing with that. I'd rather keep my circle really small than to deal with bullshit like that. When you deal with stuff like that, start cleaning house. Clean house, get rid of people that doesn't serve you for your highest good. Once you start cleaning house in every area of your life, then things will start changing for the better. It takes work, because believe me, I don't follow the crowd. And I'll be damned that I will let anybody make me feel like I have to follow them. Because who are they? They're not paying my bills. What are they serving me? They have their own lives. They could do whatever they feel like it. And I got to worry about what they think? Hell no. Start closing those doors. Clean up those messes of your life. Start thinking about is yourself and your children. When you know you gotten to those points in your life that you just can't take it no more, that's when you know it's time. It's time to make those changes, close those toxic behaviors, and start making your changes. Anyway, I hope that somebody gets something out of this video. I was not even planning to do this. All I was just like, you know what, let me just put something out there that I'm just free flowing. So anytime I get something like this, it's meant to come out. Anyway, so anybody who sees my videos, please give the videos a like. And if you're new to the channel, you're welcome to subscribe. And I will see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.